Okay, so the Empire and Emperor Palpatine, they were the heroes of the Star Wars universe. I'm basing this opinion off of the first 9 movies, and then Rogue One and the other 4 shows I listed there. So Sheev Palpatine and his Empire, they were not the villains, they were the heroes. This is opposed to the Jedi and their rebellion. They were actually the villains of the story. So I'm gonna defend Palpatine and his Empire to start out. So the destruction of Alderaan, many people claim that was a genocide, and that it's one of the most infamous things the Empire has done. But this is just not true. So after the Nuremberg trials, the UN they determined what a genocide was. They concluded that a genocide you would have to have intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. So like by killing them or any of the other ways listed there. So political groups are excluded. So you have to have intent to destroy one of the 4 groups. So if it's a political group, it doesn't count. Also, some punishable genocidal acts, like it doesn't have to be just genocide. You can have like conspiracy to commit genocide, uh, inciting direct in public to commit genocide, attempting to commit genocide, and complicity in genocide. So like helping somebody to achieve genocide. Those are all punishable genocidal acts. So the rebellion, that is a political group, so that is excluded from the definition of genocide. Destroying Alderaan, the only purpose was to destroy the rebellion, so it was not a genocide. So destroying Alderaan, that really hurt the rebellion. Probably one of the most crucial things. So that's a good thing. I'll explain that later. We can see why Leia shouted no in response to Tarkin telling her that he'll test the Death Star on Alderaan. She claimed that it was peaceful and that they have no weapons, but like she was lying earlier, like this was also a lie. We see in Rogue One that how Bail Organa, he tells Mon Mothma that he's going to go to Alderaan to inform his people that there will be no peace. He will need every advantage. So they have weapons and they're ready to fight the Empire. The Empire knows this, and their goal is to destroy the rebellion. So because they can't destroy the rebel base, they have to go after Alderaan. Okay, but Order 66, that's probably Palpatine's most infamous action. Okay, so this was an appropriate and legal punishment. The Jedi committed treason when they tried to arrest, attack, and murder Chancellor Palpatine. This resulted in them being given the death penalty. So they also committed treason when they asked Anakin to spy on the Chancellor, which Anakin noted would be something against the Jedi Code, against the Republic, against a mentor and a friend. Order 66 was simply carrying out the punishment. Okay, so we can see in some more Revenge of the Sith scenes, some more knowledge. So Palpatine tells Anakin that he was the only Jedi with no knowledge of the plot. He thinks that the Jedi will go after the senators, and Anakin, he agrees and believes that their next move will be against the Senate. In another scene, in the other movies, we see Mace Windu talking to Ki-Adi-Mundi and Yoda, and he says the Jedi Council would have to take control of the Senate in order to secure a peaceful transition. They're referring to if they arrest Palpatine if he doesn't give up his emergency powers. So back to the other scene, Palpatine tells him how every single Jedi, including Obi-Wan, is an enemy of the Republic. He tells him that the Jedi are relentless, and if they're not all destroyed, there will be civil war without end. So he wants him to go to the Jedi Temple and kill all the Jedi. So Palpatine, as we know, foresee the future through the Force. The Jedi can also do that, but the dark side clouds the future for them. But this is not a problem for Palpatine because he uses the dark side. So, in another scene, we see that Anakin tells Obi-Wan how he should have known the Jedi were plotting to take over. Obi-Wan does not deny this, and he tries to justify it instead by claiming that Chancellor Palpatine is just evil. From Anakin's point of view, the Jedi are evil, and we have to remember that Anakin was a Jedi for most of his life, and he has came to the conclusion that the Jedi are evil. Okay, so with that, all that, there was obvious treason, and then in the show The Bad Batch, one of the characters, he was part of the Bad Batch. Tech, he was filling them in on why they were killing all the Jedi. It was because they committed treason, and Crosshair noted that that would explain things. So this is a common punishment for the death penalty or for treason. It's common knowledge, and it makes them understand. Okay, the killing the younglings, that's probably even worse. Like something more infamous about Order 66, but that was simply part of Order 66, and what we already heard from Palpatine, if all of the Jedi are not destroyed, there will be civil war without end. And as we know, not all the Jedi were destroyed. Obi-Wan and Yoda were the most notable survivors. And as far as we know, there has been civil war without end in all the movies and shows and everything. It was necessary. Okay, now I'm going to move to attacking the Jedi and the rebellion. So at the beginning of the Clone Wars, Yoda says, to answer power with power, the Jedi way, this is not. In this war, a danger there is of losing who we are. So Yoda, he has a lot of knowledge. He's very wise, usually. He also got it right that, when he was talking to Mace Windu, that they could have been misinterpreting the Chosen One prophecy, and he was right. But that's something for another time. So Anakin Skywalker, Barriss Offee, another Jedi, and Count Dooku. So they were all ex-Jedi. That's 3 people. Then they weren't Jedi after time. So Barriss Offee, she came to realize that many people have that Jedi were responsible for the war, and that they've lost the Jedi have lost their way, and they've become the villains. And then later on, another time, she also says that the only thing the Jedi Council believes in is violence. So this just reveals the truth about the Jedi. Okay, in the Clone Wars show, we came to know that on the planet of Bardata, the Jedi stole and kidnapped their children from the families to make them Jedi. And so besides that, what makes it even worse, and just for all of the younglings becoming Jedi, they force them to swear to commit genocide. So, of course, the Jedi aren't going to just make this all out in the open and obvious. I mean, it's genocide. It's bad. So, they use their point of view to try to mess with people and justify things a lot. Obi-Wan lied to Luke that Darth Vader killed his father, but then justified it by saying, from a certain point of view, it was true. So then he tells him later on, too, that he's going to find that many of the truths we cling on to depend greatly on our own point of view. So, their truths, their facts, depend on their opinions. That doesn't make sense. So, on Mustafar, Obi-Wan tells Anakin that he's become the very thing he swore to destroy. So Anakin, he became a Sith. Jedi destroyer to swear to destroy the Sith. That's genocide. I'd say that's pretty bad. So the Jedi, they intend to destroy in whole the Sith, which is a religious group, one of the 4 groups that are protected by killing them. And so there's 5 punishable genocidal acts. The Jedi do all of them with this, and they've committed genocide before like when they're fighting the Sith, they killed, or they thought they killed Darth Maul. That was genocide. They tried to kill Palpatine. That was genocide. Yeah. Okay, so the rebels, why they're bad. So in Rogue One, we learned from Cassian Andor that many of the rebels have done horrible things for the rebellion, and that's why they went to Scarif, basically a suicide mission, because they couldn't face themselves if they just gave up because of the things they've done for it. And they're fighting the Empire, which is good. The Empire is good, so they're like the rebels are on the wrong side. So now for the positives for the Empire and Palpatine. Okay, so Palpatine, he's responsible for the creation of the Empire and all of the benefits of that for the galaxy. The Empire. So we have some testimonials. So in the Bad Batch, one of the elite soldiers, he told us how with the Empire, he got paid, he got fed, and he has a roof over his head. So that's more than the Republic ever did for him. So the Empire was very good to their soldiers. And then in The Mandalorian, from the client, we hear that the Empire improves every system it touches, judged by any metric: safety, prosperity, trade, opportunity, peace. So after comparing it to what happened after the fall of the Empire, it's so much worse. And then in the prequels, we see from both Anakin and Palpatine, they both have goals for, firstly, peace. That's what we hear the most, and then freedom, justice, and security. They say this like in private with each other and in public, so it's the truth and what they really want. They would have completely succeeded if the rebellion didn't try to rebel. The rebellion is causing the civil war without end. And then just to finish off, there's this quote from Luke in Star Wars 8. Now that they're extinct, the Jedi are romanticized, deified. But if you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, the legacy of the Jedi is failure, hypocrisy, hubris. So this is Luke Skywalker, Jedi and rebel all the way. And he's even came to realize more of the truth about Jedi. Not the full truth, but he knows more than what most of the Jedi did back in the day.